Do, re, mi, fa. All right, vocals are warmed up and we are ready to go. Welcome to this explainer, everyone. Today, we're breaking down the tactical masterpieces of the 2026 World Cup group stage. But we're going to do things just a little bit differently today. We're looking at these incredible matches through the precise lens of a cinematic director. Because let's be real, when you look closely at the pitch, the movement of the players, the structure of the formations, it is pure cinema.
We're analyzing the latest match results and all the upcoming permutations, treating the beautiful game exactly like the high-stakes, meticulously framed thriller that it truly is. I mean, think about it. Every pass is a line of dialogue, every formation is a blocked scene, and literally everyone out there is chasing that one ultimate prize, the FIFA World Cup trophy.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our agenda for today. We're starting with Canada's historic progression, then moving through the tactical shocks delivered by France, Senegal, and Spain, and finally, we'll preview the tense finales of Group G.
Let's roll into Section 1, the director's cut.
We're kicking things off with a perfectly composed, absolutely historic moment for the Canadian men's national team in Group B. Their performance brilliantly illustrates the concept of the golden ratio. Just as this ratio creates a beautifully balanced composition on the silver screen, Canada has achieved a historic and perfectly balanced progression to the round of 32 for the very first time ever. Sure, it wasn't always pretty, but man, it was structurally sound, and it completely rewrote their previous World Cup narrative.
Now, they did suffer a bittersweet 2-1 defeat to Switzerland, which unfortunately means they've got to leave their awesome Vancouver home crowd behind. But look at this quote from defender Alistair Johnston. He hit the nail on the head, saying advancing was just the bare minimum of what they wanted. That is absolutely huge. It's a massive testament to everything this Canadian program has built over the last 5 years. It's like Qatar 2022 was just the prologue, right? 2026 is the main feature.
Earning 4 points across 3 insanely intense matches, the squad has officially turned the page. If we trace their timeline, you can clearly see the narrative arc: a hard-fought draw in Toronto, a totally lopsided win in Vancouver, and finally, that narrow loss to the Swiss. Now, the team packs up and travels down to Los Angeles to face South Africa in the knockout stage. It is going to be wild.
All right, moving right along to Section 2, leading lines of attack.
Cutting over to Group I, the attacking tactics have just been incredibly direct. In cinematography, leading lines draw the viewer's eye exactly where the director wants it to go. On the pitch, France's offense utilized leading lines brilliantly. They basically funneled the play directly toward their lethal finishers to secure a super commanding 3-1 victory over Senegal. It was honestly a total masterclass in spatial direction. Just think about how this masterclass was orchestrated. France absolutely dominated with 60% possession in the first half alone. You had Michael Olise brilliantly pulling the strings in the midfield, setting up Bradley Barcola for this gorgeous deft chip. And then, Kylian Mbappé. The guy scores twice, including an absolute stunner from 30 yards out. This attacking quartet really proved they have immense, almost unstoppable firepower.
And I want you to focus on that massive number, 14. That crucial second goal, that 30-yard stunner I just mentioned, didn't just win the game. It brought Mbappé to 14 all-time World Cup goals. That actually ties him with the legendary Just Fontaine as France's highest goal scorer ever on the global stage. We're literally watching cinematic history unfolding right in front of us, guys.
But wait, because the plot definitely thickens. Senegal didn't just stick to the script of a defeated team in full. No way. Instead, they authored a brilliant, completely explosive sequel of their own in their very next match.
Bouncing back immediately, Senegal utterly demolished a 10-man Iraq squad, 5-0. The highlight reel for sure belongs to Pape Gueye, who delivered not 1 but 2 sensational long-range strikes. This massive win did exactly what they needed it to do. It kept their knockout hopes very, very much alive.
Let's check out the current standings and see how this builds the tension. That massive 5-0 victory vastly improved Senegal's goal differential to a +3. This completely shifts the whole dynamic of Group I. The margins are razor-thin heading into the final matches. Literally every single goal matters in this script.
Next up, Section 3, tactical pattern interruption. Over in Group H, we witnessed the ultimate disruption of expectations. You know how in film a pattern interruption is used to build sudden, jarring tension? You think you know what's coming, and then bam. Well, on the pitch, that looked exactly like Cape Verde's shocking 0-0 draw against the heavy tournament favorite, Spain. It was a complete, totally unexpected break in the normal sequence of play.
Think about this wild contrast. Spain launched an incredible 27 shots. 27! That actually ties their all-time World Cup record from way back in 1966. But Cape Verde's goalkeeper, Wazinha, backed by this incredibly stubborn, impenetrable defensive block, just completely interrupted Spain's rhythm. The heavy favorites simply couldn't find the climax to their story.
Okay, let's jump ahead to Section 4, exploring the negative space. We need to look ahead to the decisive upcoming clashes in Group G, where teams are just desperately hunting for any space they can find. In art and film, negative space is the empty area around the main subject, but in soccer, it's the pockets of grass left unguarded by the opponent. To advance out of this group, teams like Belgium, New Zealand, Iran, and Egypt absolutely must exploit that negative space left behind by their opponent's defensive structures.
Let's break down these deciders really quickly. First, Egypt is heavily relying on the pure inspiration of Mo Salah to break down Iran's notoriously rigid defensive block, especially after Egypt's opening 3-1 win. Iran, on the flip side, is going to try to choke out that negative space entirely. Meanwhile, a super frustrated Belgium, who are sitting on 2 consecutive draws right now, absolutely must find a way past New Zealand's physicality to secure a knockout spot. For them, it is quite literally do or die.
And finally, Section 5, framing the knockouts.
The group stages are reaching their dramatic climax right now, and every single tactical frame matters immensely. So the big question we have to ask ourselves is, who is going to control the narrative in this final round of fixtures? With the standings so tight across the board and unexpected twists, like Cape Verde's wild heroics happening daily, which nations will successfully direct their way into the round of 32?
As the negative space in the tournament bracket shrinks and the pressure continues to mount, we have to ask who truly has the vision, the composition, and the execution to lift this ultimate prize when the final credits roll. Keep your eyes on the pitch, folks, because the best scenes of this World Cup are definitely yet to come. Thanks for joining me on this explainer today. Before we go, make sure you head over to vailychat.web.app for more awesome updates. And hey, if you're ever in the area, definitely grab a slice at Pazzo's Pizza in Avon. See you next time.